Hi witches, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your local chaotic witch woman. And today we have, per usual, Benji with us. Do you want to come up? Benji, who is so uninterested in being in this video. Today's video is about how I protect myself as a witch on the internet. This is gonna kind of, this wasn't a video that was asked for, which sounds weird, but it is a video that I was really interested in doing and really wanted to do. Benji. So there are kind of two sections on like how I protect myself as a witch on the internet, right? There are the witchy elements and the mundane elements. And I feel like I was really lucky as a kid because my mom was like, you can't have internet, or not internet, you can't have like social media until a certain age. She said I couldn't have social media like Facebook, Instagram, etc. until a certain age. And as I've gotten older, I've become more grateful for that. Let's start with the witchy elements because everyone loves that. When we talk about witchy elements, there are kind of some things that I always try to do. I'm not great at always doing them, but I am like actively trying, and that is doing glamour magic before I get on the internet. This glamour magic isn't necessarily set to like attraction or trying to attract anything. It's genuinely just about protection. And makeup quite literally is like an extra layer of something over your not real face, but like over your face. So I treat makeup, even if I just do like a tiny little bit, as a extra layer of protection. And I am kind of thinking about that. It does make me more confident to have it on when filming, especially on YouTube, because YouTube loves when someone wears makeup. The other aspect to it is I like looking nice, but I also try to veil or cover my head in some way when I create content or get on YouTube. You'll start noticing a lot more of the like long big veils again, because it's getting to be winter, which means that I can wear a lot more fabric without feeling like I'm dying of heat. And because the veiling that I do is devotional and not part of any particular kind of religious practice, I don't have set rules around covering my hair or how I need to wear the veil. Veiling, I mean, you'll see a lot of my like smaller veils as of recently because it's been summer here. We love temperate climates. And I tried with linen and kind of lighter fabrics, but it was really difficult for me to keep up this. You also see me wear a lot of hats. I do love hats. I am a hat bitch. I also sometimes substitute all of this for like a hooded sweatshirt or something with a cowl. I genuinely am. This is just one of those things that's like, I just try to do. I'm not great about it. I'm not. Because sometimes I shower and then I'm like, I don't want to mess up my hair. Doesn't matter. But this is kind of the start of the personal witchy protection on the internet. Another thing is like, I have set things that I don't talk about on the internet. That is like, or like things that I don't show on the internet. For example, I don't ever show my ancestor altar. If you do see it, it's like either a very small part of it or it's in the background of something. It's not like a full focus view. I rarely show anything having to do with my ancestors unless it's a devotional activity like making incense or making St. John's water. And that's kind of just one of those things where it's like personal protection through boundaries. And that's a little bit like mundane and witchy. Can you stop eating? Give him a second. Give him a moment. All right, give him a minute. Benji, go lay down. Boundaries on the internet don't just apply to what I show. They also apply for me to kind of how much I engage with social media, which is such an important thing as a witch and a content creator that I don't think anyone talks about, or a lot of times isn't talked about, is how much time are you spending on the app. Not creating content, but like actively scrolling and looking at content. Because I found that my least creative periods and my my worst mental health days were when I was on social media, just scrolling. Like doom scrolling is kind of the term, and I don't mean like never go on social media and see what's going on, but I mean be mindful of how much time you're spending on it. I think this goes for non-content creators as well, just people engaging with witchcraft content or content in general. Your whole life should never be social media. And I know this is this is something my mom told me when I was young, and I was like, yeah, whatever, mom. And now it's me, 24 years old, being like, social media shouldn't be your entire life. You shouldn't be spending hours upon hours on social media. Especially as a content creator, especially someone engaging with content, it just takes so much out of you. And I think that's almost why I prefer YouTube to TikTok, to sometimes even Instagram or Twitter, is because I don't need to necessarily be super present on YouTube. Like, he's just eating his snacks. I don't know how loud he is, so that's why I'm waiting. Bubba, can you go lay down? Can you go lay down? Okay, lay down right in front of me. You cute fuck. I love you. And I don't mean like, and on YouTube, it's like, I still go on YouTube and watch the videos of other creators, but I don't necessarily have to be on TikTok. It's like, what's trending at the moment? What are popular audios? What's getting on the For You? It's very what's going on the For You page. And when you have to pay attention to all of that, you can spend hours upon hours on the app just trying to figure it out. Same with Instagram, same with like Twitter. And Twitter is more for me. I should post on Twitter. It definitely is something that's like, I have to be more mindful of, and that's a really big part of protecting myself on the internet, because I am not going to be in a good state of mind for anything if I spend so much time on the internet that my mental health tanks. These are all kind of mundane and witchy personal protections. Upholding my boundaries is hard. Upholding my boundaries with myself is hard. I always struggle with boundaries. I'm a lot better than I was 2 years ago, but it's a, work in progress. When we're talking about kind of protections in like general, I get creative. All right, I get creative with my account pages, my usernames, etc. I have been for a long time. I embed sigils. I take sigils and use steganography to embed them into my profile pictures. And these sigils, I typically overlay them. They're typically protective. They are, about reflecting bad energy. It's like a vibe check when someone comes to my page. If I could do it for my whole, like every post I made, I would. But I don't have that kind of energy. You wanna say hi? This is Benj. Along with embedding sigils into my content, I will embed sigils into my content. I also create protections that are specific to my account pages. They're specific to @chaoticwitchon or that username, which I know sounds weird, but it works. A lot of these protection spells that I do are warding from negative energy. They are protection against someone sending me the evil eye via my page. Because when you think about it, there's how many people looking at my content every day, and all of those people have the potential to side-eye me. Protection spells that I typically do almost are very like typical protection spells. And when I say typical, I mean like I keep them really basic. It's like protection against negative energy, protection against the evil eye, protection against all of these things. And I don't like to make it super complex because it just feels like I can if I keep it simple, I can layer them. Another thing you can do is you can print out your social media page and use it as a tag lock in a protection spell. I love doing this because you can take that social media page, you can make a sigil, you can charge that sigil, and then you can burn it. And now your page is protected. And these are things that are kind of specific and things I've been doing for a long time, mostly because I I like making sure I'm spiritually covered. Spiritual insurance. These are kind of, it's like a mix of understanding internet safety, upholding boundaries, and not getting myself into situations I'm uncomfortable with, because sometimes I do break my boundaries and then I'm fucked. Sometimes it's very witchy. Like, another thing I do is I'm very intentional with my outfits, with my jewelry. How I present on the internet is very intentional to me. And even that is a form of protection, because everything about me that is on the internet is like, I don't know how to explain this. It's something that people see. And while I try very hard to be, realistic and honest and sometimes even vulnerable on the internet, there's a level to it that I can never be my full self on the internet, because it wouldn't be safe for me as someone who's been doing this a long time. Which I know it sounds like weird, I guess, but that is like ask any content creator. We have lives outside the internet, we have families, things that are bad, like harassment, doxing, etc., happen a lot more often than y'all think. And because of that safety, that protection is so important. Oh, other fun things. I always ward my home pretty heavily. I don't do it as much anymore. Well, I do still ward my home pretty heavily because I am picky, but I am so lax on my protections. I literally had this conversation in like revisiting the basics of protection. Is when in 2020, I was like, you should be redoing your protections every couple of weeks. And now I'm like, every 6 months works. I mean, a lot of spells that I do are maybe more short term, I would say. They're more short term, or they're like more focused on a outcome in the near future. If you are and here's the thing is like, you'll hear people be so often be like, oh, I could never show my practice on social media. Bitch, relatable. It's just one of those things that once you are a content creator, you're like, oh wow, I understand why people said they could never do this or they wouldn't want to. And it is what it is. I'm here, I'm happy, but staying safe is important. Protecting yourself is important. And I think the reason I've always emphasized protection so much is because like for 2, almost 3 years now, I've been on the internet like this. And because of that, I have realized how important it is for me personally. And like, while not everyone needs to emphasize protection, because not everyone has how many fucking followers, if you have a particular way that you protect yourself on the internet as a witch, protect yourself, content creator, if you're a fellow content creator, I'm really interested in hearing about it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can like, comment, subscribe, or turn the bell on, but no pressure. And remember to drink water. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Sa benedica. Oh, no. Siate benedetti. Don't get up, bench. Oh, fuck.